And we're live.
Right.
Oh, and welcome to the NFL Corner episode 21. Yes, we still exist, even though we weren't here last week. We weren't here last week due to just fixture congestion. We apparently compete now. Sorry, schedule congestion. Between me and Will, we've just got other things planned, and that's why there wasn't one yesterday, because we were just doing other things and we couldn't quite fit in the NFL Corner. But we are here today, a little bit later than usual. About 7 p.m. But we'll continue as normal. And as always, I'm joined by Will. How are you, Will?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right, mate. Doing all right. He's finished stacking the Percy pigs now, and he's here for the podcast as usual.
Indeed.
We'll start, as always, with some. We do this every week. Light news. It's not exactly been blowing the world apart, but Mike Zimmer has signed a new extension with the Vikings. Skull. Big up, very happy about that. He's got a decent record, and is he 3-2 in the playoffs? I think with Minnesota.
He has won a few playoff games. Beating the Saints obviously a couple of times. But yeah, he's been a good head coach for the Vikings, of course. More of a defensive minded head coach, but yeah, I do like Mike Zimmer. So I think it's good to tie him down, because you don't really want a coach, that you want to keep hold of. You don't really want to let him go into his final year of his contract and let him run it down. You want to get him tied down if he's a long term answer. So yeah, good move by the Vikings to give him a new contract, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins will be the two taking the Vikings forward, and hopefully Dalvin Cook, if that can all get sorted out as well. Very happy about that. Zimmer's been successful. I think he's about 57-38 win-loss record or something like that. I can't quite remember the specifics, but it's around that margin. So very successful in his time in Minnesota. Other bits of news is the fact that it's looking more and more likely there will be 0 preseason. We will go straight into the normal NFL season. What do you think about this, Will? Of course, safety-wise, it's the perfect situation because we don't want to play more than they have to. I don't think players want that either. But also, we might see a bit of rustiness from maybe the Super Bowl champions or maybe a team that's expected to do a lot better this year.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to impact the players, no doubt about it, because when we see players that sit the preseason out, when they play in the regular season, they do look a bit rusty, and it takes them a few weeks to get into pace of actual games, because if you skip the preseason games and you're going straight in, you've been at training camps all season, yeah, but until you feel that real contact, of an actual game, there's nothing like it really. There's no comparison to it. You can't practice, an actual game. So yeah, I think we definitely will see some rustiness for the first few weeks. And also, I think it's hard for the late draft picks who want to prove themselves in the preseason and maybe they're in that roster spot. They can't do that anymore. They can't rely on playing well in the preseason and hopefully turning heads to the coaches. So that's going to be hard for them. Might see a little bit less players that were taken late. Those might be released more than they were kept to the rosters. So you might see some more later round picks being released instead of being given the chance of staying on the roster, which is a bit of a shame for them, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's only preseason; it doesn't mean anything. But the only way it's going to impact the players, I think, is because it's just due to rustiness. That's the only way I can see it impacting. And plus, we won't have any injuries either, which is good news.
Yeah, and also for teams that are bringing in a new quarterback, for likes of Carolina with Teddy Bridgewater, likes of Tampa with Brady, and even the rookies that are going to take over in Miami and Cincinnati and maybe even LA. They've not got the time to learn the offense and see the offense in a game. It's all right seeing the offense in training camp, but when you get into a game, completely different. So we'll see how that pans out. But today, speaking of offenses, we are looking at running backs, and we're doing an NFL running back tier list, which again will have set up very nicely, and we'll transfer there now.
Boom, there we go.
There we go indeed. Go on, I'll let you take us through, because again, I cannot see the screen very well.
So yeah, we've got each starting running back from each NFL team. There might be one more for each team, for an odd team. But other than that, it's looking like it's all the starting running backs for each team. Some of the pictures are quite old as well. So for example, Todd Gurley still in his Rams uniform, Tevin Coleman still in his Buccaneers, still in his Atlanta Falcons uniform, which is a bit strange. But yeah, these are all the starting running backs, and we're going to rank them by elite, good, average, below average, and bad. But we'll have to see if there is actually a bad running back on this list, because they are all starters. But you can start us off if you want, Kieran. Do you want to do the first one, the Chiefs running back?
I can barely see, but Damien Williams, is it?
Yes, Damien Williams. Yeah.
because they do have Darren Williams. So we were talking about
Darrell and Damien Williams.
Darren and Damien, yeah. So we've got all the Williams here. But I mean, for me, it's an interesting one because the Chiefs, Super Bowl champions, you don't become Super Bowl champions with a bad running back. However, they did draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so they have got an eye towards the future. So I'm not sure whether to put him in average, but maybe that's a little bit too harsh. I'm not sure.
I mean, I think he's a good running back because he had a really good Super Bowl. He could have won a Super Bowl MVP. But I think if you're relying on him every single week, I'm leaning more towards an average running back.
I mean, he's either top end of average or bottom end of good.
Yeah.
So this is the problem we have every week, but I'll let you make the final. I'd probably say average for now.
Yeah, I agree. We'll put him in average for now. He's definitely not below average. I think he's definitely average or above average running back. But as of right now, I think we'll maybe come back to it. But yeah, I think average is fair for him right now. I think this next one is Marlon Mack from the Indianapolis Colts, 1,000-yard rusher. Played really well for the Colts. Later on draft pick as well, so he's done really well to make that over 1,000-yard season. I think Marlon Mack. It's a tough on this because do I think he's a tier above Damien Williams?
Again, another team that drafted Jonathan Taylor as another. I know that running backs, they churn through them quite quickly, so you always need depth at the position. But for me, I think Marlon Mack is an average running back, personally. I know I feel like a Marlon Mack hater because I always say it, but with the offensive line the Colts have, a better runner could do better yardage than what Marlon Mack does.
Yeah, probably agree with that, actually. The Colts arguably have the best offensive line in the NFL. So, like you say, you could put many running backs behind the line and they'd be successful. Whereas if you put Marlon Mack on a team with a terrible offensive line, you might have less success. Yeah, probably agree with you. I'll give you that. Average running back, I think, Marlon Mack. Would you put him ahead or behind Damien Williams?
One won a Super Bowl. One was arguably more consistent throughout the whole season. I think just leave them as they are. They're both very. I think you can go tit for tat on either of them.
Yeah.
Next up, is it Todd Gurley?
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara, because I can't see. So where is Todd Gurley?
Todd Gurley's in. He's on the second row and he's still in his Rams uniform. It's quite an old picture.
That explains
Doesn't
it.
play for the Atlanta Falcons.
Do you know what? You can take it because I can't see the screen. So I'm going to go with.
Can you not see it?
I can. Do you know what? When it goes, it's back with the quarterback thing again. I can't see it when it goes fuzzy, and it is a little bit fuzzy, but it's okay. If you Alvin Kamara, good running back. Do you know what? He's borderline elite.
He is borderline elite. He's definitely top. He's without a doubt top 10, 100%. Possibly top 5. If he's an elite, he's the best one in good, 100%.
I think put him in elite for now and let's see what company we have him in.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. He definitely has an elite skill set, good runner with the ball, but also an extremely good route runner. He's kind of similar to Christian McCaffrey, just not as good as Christian McCaffrey, just not as refined as Christian McCaffrey is at each skill set. But yeah, we can come back to it. But he's definitely, if he's not elite, he's the best player in the good category, 100%. Next one, Ezekiel Elliott. For me, he's an elite running back.
Yeah, even with my fuzzy screen, I can tell that's Zeke because of the hair. That's the only. I can tell that his fuzzy hair. I can tell it's Zeke. Oh, that's fair. Obviously, not a lot of criticism, but when you took Zeke Elliott, was it number 3 in the draft? You took
4.
Zeke on number 4.
Yeah. So
people don't like it when running backs get taken that high. And last year, we didn't see the best of Ezekiel Elliott. I think that's fair to say as well. But there's no doubt he is a key member of that Dallas offense, which is looking scary and scary by the day. And I think wouldn't be as scary if you didn't have a running back to the level of Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, and we got to remember Zeke. He skipped all of training camp trying to get that new contract. He went to Carbo train by himself instead of being at the normal team training camps. So really, when he was playing, he obviously didn't play in preseason games. his first game against the Giants was kind of like a warm up game for him. Really, he didn't really get stride until like week 4 because he'd not been at any training camp. He'd had 1 week of training camp. So I think now with Zeke with a proper training camp, if there is a training camp this season, I think we'll definitely see a much better Zeke. But yeah, I mean, even when he's had a bad year, like people have been saying he still had over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. You know, he's nearly got 1,800 scrimmage yards. You know, receiving and running the ball. Yeah, he's definitely a focal point of the Cowboys offense. When you take him out, you know, Dak Prescott had a great year, but when you take Zeke out of the lineup, Dak's not going to be as successful. He just isn't because teams are not going to be focusing on that running back. They're going to focus everything on Dak. So I think having Zeke in the backfield with Dak just helps the team so much.
Yeah, I completely mixed up. I think it's another elite player. If I'm not, Christian McCaffrey, is it?
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is, and I think this guy's probably number 1.
He's definitely. He's up there, definitely, as either the best or joint best in the league. I mean, the new contract for me shows the faith that Carolina have in him to take the franchise forward, and I don't blame them at all for believing in Christian McCaffrey. He's not even just a runner. He can catch out in the backfield and create yards where there didn't appear to be any, so elite.
Yeah. Probably the best in the league. I mean, like we've said about Alvin Kamara, he can run and catch. Christian McCaffrey can definitely catch the ball. He's one of the most precise route runners in the entire league, better than some wide receivers, to be honest with you. Is Christian McCaffrey at running routes. And again, the Carolina Panthers have not got a great offense. He's kind of the main guy. He's probably the team MVP. All the attention's been focused on him, and he's still succeeding. He's still getting the yards, creating the offense for the Panthers. So you know, worth every penny really the Carolina Panthers paid him. The next one is Sony Michel from the New England Patriots. I'm leaning to average.
Yep, I think I'm agreeing. He's also bottom of average in my opinion.
You reckon?
Just because, not that I think it's more the fact that Patriots, when they've had, I don't think they've run the ball as often as other teams. You know, we look at Carolina, very run-heavy offense. I know New Orleans are small yardage, but even Alvin Kamara still is very influential in the offense. And I'm actually thinking of dropping Kamara to good, but we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we see enough of him to say he's an elite running back.
No, I agree. He had a good rookie season, but this season fell out of favour, I think, with the Patriots. They played, what's he called, James White. I think he got more reps than Sony Michel did. And like I say, the running backs, they're so interchangeable for the Patriots. There's like 3 different ones. So I think he's an average running back.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. The next up is Philip Lindsay. And the thing about me, again, they just got Melvin Gordon, another running back. I don't know if they're going to use it as a dual threat or not. But for me, Philip Lindsay I think he's a good running back, to be honest.
I agree. I think, especially, the guy was undrafted as well, and he got 1,000 yards in his first season. Suffered an injury, but this season showed again what he can do. I completely agree. I think he's a good running back.
Yeah, not much else to say. I think it'll be interesting to see how they do adapt having both Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay. Maybe split the runs between them. Yeah. But we'll see as we go forward.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. If you're the Denver Broncos, you've got 2 very good running backs. Melvin Gordon's another player who is also good at catching the ball. So maybe you can have Melvin Gordon running an out route, maybe, or put him out as a wide receiver, and you still have Philip Lindsay in the backfield. Just cause confusion for the opposition defense. I think it's a good problem to have for the Broncos. Next running back is Saquon Barkley. He's definitely another elite running back. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, and drop Kamara. I'd drop Kamara just
to good. Put him to good, yeah.
Top end of good though. Top end of good. He's a very good running back.
Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay didn't want to move there.
No, he's not happy with dropping to second. But I will say on Saquon Barkley, sadly injured a lot throughout last season. But when he's in that offense, the New York Giants are a different beast compared to when it's just Daniel Jones and a backup running back. It's just not the same.
Yeah, I completely agree. Second overall pick. Even coming out of Penn State, when he was getting drafted, I said to many people. This guy is an unbelievable talent. I thought he should have won the Heisman Trophy. Don't know why he didn't. But yeah, it was a good pick by the Giants. He shows what he can do. When you look at his skill set, he's pretty much the next Barry Sanders. Very, very similar player to Barry Sanders. Elusive, but he's also quick, strong. Again, he's another player that can catch the ball out the backfield. I feel like a lot of these running backs now that are coming through in the draft, they've all been taught to not just run the ball, but also catch the ball effectively. And I think Saquon can definitely do that. And he's just the ultimate weapon for the New York Giants, really.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, as the New York Giants continue that rebuild, obviously getting an offensive line, I mean, that'll just create more space for Saquon Barkley, because he's kind of had to do it all off his own back, really, and kind of carry a Giants offense that is extremely poor. And now he can do that this season, hopefully when he's fit and healthy, and if there is a season, I should probably say as well.
Yeah, hopefully there is. The next running back is
Johnson. Oh, is it not Duke Johnson?
I don't think no, it's not David. It's not David Johnson. It's Carlos Hyde.
Fair enough.
He doesn't play for the Texans anymore. I think he was traded away to the Seahawks. I think he was.
Is he his old team as well? Yeah. On the picture. I'll tell you what. We've tried to create a tier list here with proper accuracy. And sadly, half the players are in the wrong uniform. So, doesn't play for them anymore, which is the same with Todd Gurley, who is down at the bottom somewhere, yet to come, in his Rams uniform.
I think it's below average.
Yeah, I was going to say bottom end of average for Carlos Hyde, so I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah, I think he's a good running back to have as your number 2 running back. Split carries with somebody. If this guy's carrying the ball for you though, 20 to 30 times a game, I think it's you've built your team wrong. Personally, I think he's a below average running back. I don't think he's that guy that you want out there starting every single down. For me, he's below average, but it could be an average running back. He's definitely an average or below average running back.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I mean, as we say, there's probably a reason they traded him away. They don't believe it. I mean, to be fair, when you play for the Texans, you're never safe. No. But it's one of them. I mean, maybe at his new team, he can have a better, maybe start being a number 1 running back, but I don't see it personally.
Me neither, especially with a guy coming up a bit later on for the Seahawks. Now we've got Leonard Fournette for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Rowan's Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a tough one for Leonard Fournette because I think when he's healthy, he's a good running back, but it's just when is he healthy? He's always picking up a knock here and there, missing some games, which takes him down to an average running back. What would you say? I was leaning towards good because I think he's better than everybody in average. But
after this past year, I'd probably stick with average. I know what you mean because he is a good running back.
Yeah,
but also with all the injury problems, and also Jacksonville don't really want him anymore. They kind of believe they can. They were willing to get rid of him.
They were willing to trade him, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably say top of average.
I'll give you that. I'll give you top of average then.
If I'm starting a franchise, I'd take Philip Lindsay and Alvin Kamara over Leonard Fournette, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with you there. I was just going to put him in good. I was definitely going to put him behind them too. He would have been bottom of good, near the bottom of good anyway. But yeah. If you think average, we'll put him in the top of average. I'll give you that one.
It's a
I know what you mean. He's one of those guys where he can be replaced. So if he was a good running back, you'd know that the Jaguars will be looking to keep him. That was a good point to be fair. We'll try to trade him away. So I think average is fair for him really. The next one is
it's Dalvin Cook. I can tell. I can kind of tell. He's wearing purple. It's not many teams that wear purple. So I'm elite for me.
I think he's definitely elite. I think he's below these 3, but I think he's elite.
He is. He is. No, he is below them. Because for me, again, this is his first year where he's been fully fit.
Yeah.
So if we see a Dalvin Cook for back-to-back years be fit and healthy, then that is completely fine. But it depends on that, doesn't it?
It does. It's another player where health is the dependent, because if he's healthy, he's a fantastic running back. But it's another one where he got injured in his rookie season. He had a bit of a dodgy second season, struggled a bit from coming back from his injury, but now he has shown fully fit what he can do. So I hope we can see a more healthy and consistently good Dalvin Cook down the line. But yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely an elite running back when he's fully fit.
Completely agree. And hopefully he resigns. Just want to say hopefully he resigns.
Hopefully. We'll see what offer he takes. Maybe, Derrick Henry signed a new contract, so we'll come onto a bit later, where he did actually take a bit of a pay cut compared to the highest paid running backs. So we'll see if Dalvin Cook can do the same. The next running back is Kenyon Drake. He's still in his Dolphins uniform here. He now plays for the Cardinals. It was a mid-season trade.
How is that Kenyon Drake? Because out of all the things, when you're looking at the uniforms, the one at the bottom right looks more like Kenyon Drake because he's wearing a uniform that looks more like the Arizona Cardinals compared to that.
Yeah, like I said, this is the tier list for with these teams. They are a bit old.
If you're like me and has not been watching the NFL very long, and you kind of know players more based on, I don't know everyone's face in the NFL because I've not watched it as long as Will has. But if I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, who's the Dolphins running back? It's not Kenyon Drake. But anyway, I actually think Kenyon Drake is either a good or average, top of average area for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd probably put stuff on because I think he had a good season when he got traded to the Arizona Cardinals. He got traded mid-season and was really, really good. Fit really, really well with Kyler Murray. And he also got transition tagged, so they will be keeping him for at least one more season. You know what? I'm looking towards good, I think he's a good running back, Kenyon Drake.
I think that's completely fair again, but I feel like I've maybe underdone Leonard Fournette, but with his injuries, Kenyon Drake had a good second half. Good. We'll put him in bottom of good.
Yeah, he's definitely behind these two, but he's still a good running back. The next one is Tariq Cohen from the Chicago Bears. More of a returner, really, not really that every down running back. No. I think he's average.
This is what confused me, because again, wearing a Browns uniform, you've got David Montgomery, who's more likely for me to start than Tariq Cohen. See this, but if we're talking about him just as a running back,
I think he's an average running back. I'd put him back of average behind Sonny Michel.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll put him back of average.
As you say though, but last year I've just been looking, did only get 213 yards.
True, but he's a return specialist and also lines up more as a wide receiver.
This is the thing now.
I don't know why David Montgomery's not on this list, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's why. Are we viewing him? If we're viewing him as a running back, though, surely he's a below average running back if he's being lined up in other positions and being behind David Montgomery.
Yeah,
surely.
True.
I don't think he's average at a running. If we're doing running, maybe if he was on a returners list,
he'd be elite. He'd be an elite returner because he was a Pro Bowler for that. He was at the Pro Bowl for being a returner. We'll put him below average if we're basing it just off, like I said, just off being a running back. I probably agree with you there, to be honest.
Yeah.
The next one is Devontae Freeman. Still a free agent, by the way. No one signed him. Good running back on his day. Again, when he's healthy. But now, still being a free agent, a bit older, I'd say he's average now.
I completely agree. I was going to say it's polite that there's a reason no one's picked him up yet. I know it took a while for Todd Gurley to get picked up, but his is completely different.
Yeah. I think he's an average running back. I'm gonna put him above Marlon Mack though. So I do think he could do a similar job to what Marlon Mack does on the Colts behind that line. Would you agree?
As the resident Marlon Mack hater, I would actually put Marlon Mack above him because Marlon Mack has proven it for a little bit longer, in my humble opinion. Because if you think, like, again, I always go back to if I'm starting a franchise tomorrow, I think I'd choose Marlon Mack personally.
I don't think he's. I don't know. Devontae Freeman is a good running back. He was very good for the Falcons when they made the Super Bowl. It was him and Tevin Coleman were a fantastic running back combination. Just now, is he better than Marlon Mack? I'd probably say they were pretty much the same ability. I was thinking if you put in Freeman behind that Colts line compared to that very, very, very average Falcons line, I think you do a similar, maybe even better job.
Do you know what? I'll let you have this one.
Fair enough.
I think I'm looking at it. I'm just looking at like the stats, and I'm thinking, that 1,000 yards for Marlon Mack though. Go on. I'll let you have it. I'm just looking at the stats, but I'll let you have it.
I'm just basing it off what I've seen from Devontae Freeman's career overall. He's definitely average right now. I would take him over Marlon Mack if someone were asking me who would I rather have.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's my personal opinion. Next one is Miles Sanders, I think it is, for the Philadelphia Eagles, a player that broke out towards the back end of the season. You know what? I actually think this guy's pretty good.
Yep, I'm with you. I was about to say I'm with you.
I think he deserves a place in the bottom of good.
I completely agree.
Rookie running back came in, helped Carson Wentz out in the running and receiving game. Played well against the Cowboys, which is why he caught my eye. I think he's a good running back.
Just looking, as you say, kind of broke out towards the back end because only 818 yards on the year and only 3 touchdowns on the year. But
how many receiving yards did he have last season? Miles Sanders.
Let's have a look. Receiving. I wish it'd tell me, but it's not telling me. Let me have a double check. Stats. Receiving yards, 50.
Is that it?
Yeah, 50 receiving yards.
I thought he had more than that for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's not the best at receiving.
Is that receiving yards or receptions? Is it receiving yards?
It's receptions. I'm a dick. 509. Yeah. 509.
I thought he had more yards than that.
Yeah,
so 50,
no, sorry,
50
my
catches.
bad. Yeah, 509 yards after 50 receptions, so an average of 10 yards per catch.
So, yeah, and about 1,300 scrimmage yards, which is pretty good.
I mean, he's averaging a first down every time he touches the ball. So, yeah, I think we're fine with good there. I don't think we're very wrong at all.
Next running back, Mark Ingram.
Baltimore's
Baltimore Ravens, big truss, as he likes to say.
Yeah.
I think he's a good running back, Mark Ingram.
He is in a very run-heavy offense, be it either, the QB, Lamar Jackson. How have I forgot Lamar Jackson's name? Be it either Lamar Jackson or Melvin Ingram. It's a very run-heavy offense, and why are you laughing? I can see it.
I'm just looking at some of these pictures here.
And I mean,
some of these pictures are very, very old.
I mean, some of them are in their old uniforms, and as a man who only started watching NFL recently, Kenyon Drake for me has only played for Arizona, and he's up in the Miami. So,
and he's actually got a different hair trim, a different haircut to what he has in that picture.
And do you know what it is as well? Todd Gurley's wearing white. Alvin Kamara actually plays in white, but Todd Gurley now plays in red, but he's not in the red. This tier list. This is what we should do more research ahead of the tier list.
It's messing with Kieran here.
Well, forget it. Honestly, next time I want you to put initials underneath every single player. So I completely know who it is, but I can tell that's Melvin Ingram because he's the only other one that wears
Mark Ingram.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh, it's all going wrong.
Melvin.
Oh dear, Mark Ingram. Just carry on.
Oh dear me. Yeah. So Mark Ingram running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Signed, made made the Pro Bowl a few years ago for the New Orleans Saints. Kieran's dying.
The outside linebacker for the Chargers that is now the running back for Baltimore.
Oh dear me.
So I love recording these, but sometimes I need to make sure my brain is ready to record. Because sometimes my brain's not ready. And today is one of those days where I am having an absolute mare.
Anyway, what Melvin Ingram. Anyway, what?
Melvin Ingram, you said it.
We'll move on. No, I would say Melvin Ingram laughing at you, but so Mark Ingram, running back for the Baltimore Ravens, signed from the New Orleans Saints, had a good season. Did he have 1,000? I think he had over 1,000 yards. Mark Ingram. I think he played really well for the Ravens.
I don't think Melvin did.
No, Melvin definitely didn't. He'd be lucky to get 20. I think he's a good running back, Mark Ingram.
Yeah, he is. No, in all seriousness, bar the laughing and joking, he is.
And I'm starting to think, these three right here, Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, Mark Ingram. I'm wondering how to order these because I don't know if Kenyon Drake's better than both of them.
No, I think Melvin's the... Oh my God, it's Mark. Oh my God, it's Mark. Mark Ingram.
That's it now. It's game over. He's going to become Melvin Ingram now.
Oh my God.
Forever. We will come back to at the end and reshape all the order of them. Now the next one is I can't stop laughing at this picture. Frank Gore, by the way, he's late 30s. He's still going. He's just signed for the Miami Dolphins. They've just brought him in. He's still playing. Believe it or not, right? Frank Gore's son is going into college next season, and he could be drafted in 2 years' time. Frank Gore's dad could still be playing. And he is only about 2,000 yards away from being the all-time lead in Russia, which is absolutely mental.
That's what he's sticking around for. He's sticking around to win it.
Right now, though, in his career, right, I think Frank Gore is an average running back.
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's a bit harder on this one because usually I judge by who I'd want to start a franchise with. I don't think I want to start a franchise with OAP Frank Gore. Which, I mean, to be fair, credit to him at his age for still, being as good as he is. Quarterback's a bit different because running back is a heavy wear position as well. I think average is fair.
We'll stick him in there for now, and we'll reorder it. Who we think should he go above anybody?
He's not even in a Dolphins uniform. He's not in a Dolphins.
He's still in his Bills uniform.
Oh dear.
The next running back is Joe Mixon for the Cincinnati Bengals. I actually think this guy's a good running back, Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was looking at more of it from last year, and he had nothing to work with, really. So, I mean, again, O-line, one of the poorest in the league. Just a poor offense in general, and now rejuvenized with Burrow, T. Higgins, the return of AJ Green, and Joe Mixon as well. That little tandem could be quite successful for Cincinnati going into next year. So I'm quite happy with being good.
Yeah, 1,000-yard rusher, second-round draft pick. He's been brilliant for the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's not even requested a new contract yet, which is good. So he's definitely helping the team out there. The next running back is Kalen Ballagher from the Miami Dolphins. You see, this one I don't think he'll actually be starting because they've just signed Jordan Howard. They've just signed Frank Gore as well, like we just mentioned. So I don't know if this guy's going to be getting a lot of touches, really. I think he's below average to bad.
Do we want to put anyone in bad? Because we said before the thing if they're starting, they're not good. But the thing is, this guy won't be starting.
Yeah, he won't.
Just put him at bottom of below average. I don't want to be too mean.
We'll put him in below average for now. Next one is Kareem Hunt. This is an interesting one here. I think he's a good running back, Kareem Hunt. He is a good running back. Just when he's playing.
That's the problem. Is he needs to be playing more consistently.
Yeah.
I think potentially he could be elite. Like given if he if he's screwed on, I think he is elite, but I'd probably be fair with good.
Yeah, well, when he in his rookie season with the Chiefs, he was the league leader in Russia. But then he had that silly incident where he got caught kicking a woman in the head. The Chiefs released him, and he was an unbelievable running back at that time. The Browns signed him, then he got a 10-game suspension. So he's been in and out of the league, really. He's been in and out of games. So he needs to get back to starting full-time now for the Browns. And they've still got some very good running backs on the Browns roster, so we'll see if he's the proper starter. But the next running back, they've got Nick Chubb, who is a superstar running back, and he's not even on this list for some reason. The next running back is Kieran Johnson from the Detroit Lions, another player that's battled injuries.
I'll be honest. When I saw the man in the Browns uniform, I was gonna. Do you know when I go ahead of myself because I think I know who it is? I was about to say Chubb because he had a helmet on, and then you went, "It's Kareem Hunt." I was like, "Well, that wouldn't have been my guess," but fair enough.
Kareem Hunt's not on this list for some reason, but I think he would be a
no.
Good
Kareem Hunt is on the list.
I mean, Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb. He had an unbelievable season. He's not even on the list.
Welcome to the elite journalism that is the NFL Corner, where we get every single person wrong at least once, just for the laughs. You know?
I think Melvin Ingram's elite.
You can't pull this back on me. You've been watching it for years and you even got it wrong. Right. Next, just carry on.
The next running back, Kieran Johnson of the Detroit Lions. I think he's a good running back when he's fit. I do like him as a running back. Just that they've drafted DeAndre Swift from Georgia. Will he be starting or will he be splitting carries? I think he'll be splitting carries.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Top end of average alongside Leonard Fournette for me. But maybe that's divisional bias. I don't know, but
we'll keep him back end of good for now because we might end up moving Fournette up to honestly good because I think he's good on his day. The next one.
Do you remember how big our good tier was? Like we've got and I'm going to argue now for the next one, right? If I'm wrong with this, I'm actually kicking off because please tell me that's Aaron Jones. Please.
It is Aaron Jones.
Good. I was about to say it's not someone that got transferred from the Packers 7 years ago, but for some reason he's still wearing his uniform.
Yeah, it is Aaron Jones, and he's still on the Packers. He's not transferred to a new team, and it's not an old picture. In. I think he's another. I think he's a good.
Oh, we were going to change it then.
I think he's good. You're going to put him bottom end of elite.
But what I also was going to do, I think I was going to move Kamara up as well. Because I'm looking, because our good. You're thinking Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones for me are a level above the likes of Joe Mixon at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think he's elite yet. Aaron Jones. I don't think he's in the tier of those four. I think he's good, but I do agree. I think he's top of good.
Do you think? Oh, sorry. Am I still here?
You're still here, yeah?
Am I still here? Sorry. Just going to have to wrap this up. I've got some family issues to attend to, but we'll speed through. My apologies for that.
No worries.
Bottom end of the league? Can we go with bottom end of the league? Oh, no, go on. Kamara, move up.
And then we'll put Jones top of good.
Yeah.
What's he doing here, Jones? What's he doing? There you go.
Sorry about that.
Jones. No, don't worry about it. It's fine. And we'll put Jones in good, top of good. Next one, Todd Gurley. Good. I think he's good. I don't think he's elite anymore.
No, because of his recent injury history as well. Only just signed for a new team, even though, again, not wearing the uniform. We'll go with good for him.
Yeah, I think he's better than these guys, though. I still think he's just a good running back.
Right.
Melvin Gordon.
Is it? Because I didn't know he played for Chargers. Because he doesn't. He plays for Denver Broncos. But Melvin Gordon.
He's good.
I've always been a big fan of Melvin Gordon. However, I think holding out didn't help him. But I do still think he's a good running back.
I think he's a good running back as well.
There's so many people.
Whereabouts would you put him?
Put him next to Philip Lindsay, because then we'll see next year when we come back to it who actually was ahead of the other one.
Fair enough. Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh. I am impartial to a bit of Le'Veon Bell. I do. I mean, for what he's paid, for where he's paid in the market, for me, he's overpaid.
Yeah, I'd agree.
He's not as good as thingy, but then again, isn't David Johnson up there as well? I'm pretty sure in paid running backs.
He is very much up there, top 5. I think David Johnson, which is crazy. Le'Veon Bell, I think he's just good though. He was. You see, Le'Veon Bell a few years ago was the best in the league, whereas now I just think he's. I just think he's just about good.
Yeah.
I'll stick him ahead of Philip Lindsay. Still think he's better than Philip Lindsay on his day.
Yeah.
But he's not in that elite category anymore for me. Josh Jacobs, very good rookie season. I think he's high good again. Over 1,000 whatever yards, and I'd probably stick him.
Look at how packed that good series though.
A lot of good play, yeah.
No,
Do you know what? Aaron Jones, I'm going to stick him back end of elite.
Yes.
But this season, he was very, very good.
Success, boys, success.
James Conner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A couple of seasons ago, was very, very good. Broke out.
Mm-hmm.
Last few seasons, he's been a bit iffy. I'm probably going to say average, you know.
Yeah, that Steelers offense last year. That Steelers offense last year was average anyway. I think the defense won them games because that offense wasn't quite rolling, but it did still pick up wins. So yeah, I think average is fair.
I'll stick him ahead of Sonny Michel. I think he's better than Sonny Michel, but I think he's very much average now. Tevin Coleman, San Francisco 49ers running back. I think he scored in the Super Bowl as well, or maybe he's got NFC Championship game.
I'll say another very run-heavy offense in San Francisco, and to be fair to San Francisco, ran through Minnesota, ran through Green Bay, didn't quite run through the Chiefs, but I think I'd probably say good.
I'll put him in good. I'll put him in good. I just think he's one of the. I was going to put him in top of average because I think he's a running back that's not a number one running back, but he's very good when splitting runs, when splitting carries with other running backs. But I'll put him in good. I'll put him back in the good because he's a good running back. Chris Carson, I think he's in good again.
Yeah,
when he's healthy.
He's pretty good.
When he's healthy, he is good. I'll probably stick him there. I'll stick him there.
Yeah, he is good.
Ronald Jones.
I don't think that's where. For me, when I think of Tampa, I don't think of the run. I think more of the wide receivers. But is he still good or is he average?
I think he's just an average running back, to be honest. Ronald Jones. He's not really shown he can do much so far. His second round pick. I think he's just an average running back.
It's probably fair.
Yeah, we'll stick him in average for now. Behind good old Frank Gore. Derrick Henry. He's an elite. He's an elite running back.
Elite. I think he's also elite to the level of. Where do you think? Yeah, probably just ahead of Dalvin.
Fourth or fifth. We'll stick him there. Just be on safe.
Yeah.
Caffrey.
Yeah.
And finally,
one more.
Yeah, we'll see. He got his extension, so he's playing for the Titans for at least 4 more seasons. Adrian Peterson. Tough one this because he was very good when the Washington Redskins signed him. Well, the Washington football team now actually they're not even called the Washington Redskins anymore. The Washington football team.
You're just the team from Washington. I agree with you, but he's in such a crap offense, though.
He is.
Like defensively, Washington are really strong in terms of the front seven, but I feel bad a bit for Adrian Peterson because he is in a crap team with a crap offense.
Yeah.
Average, I think maybe.
I think he's average. I'd probably slot him there. You know. I'll put him there. He's average, but he's still good on his day. And that's it. That is the tier list. Running back tier list completed. Do you think there's any more changes you make to that, or would you just about agree with it?
I'm looking, and I think we've done a decent enough job.
Probably agree.
I mean,
probably agree.
decent enough job of doing the actual tier list. In terms of us identifying players and being just in general losing concentration, we've been very poor. But okay. What a return we've made. Ah, dear.
But that is the NFL starting running backs tier list. In the elite category, we've got with Christian McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, and Aaron Jones. In the good category, we've put Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Josh Jacobs, Philip Lindsay, Chris Carson, Melvin Gordon. Never mind. I'll leave it. I'll leave it out. We've got the other one is Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, Mark Ingram, Joe Mixon, Kareem Hunt, Kenyon Drake, and Tevin Coleman. Yeah, Tevin Coleman. In average,
we almost had one there, lads.
It's that bloody uniform. We played for the Falcons 3 bloody years ago. Average one: Leonard Fournette, Damian Williams, Devontae Freeman, Marlon Mack, Adrian Peterson, James Conner, Sony Michel, Frank Gore, and Ronald Jones III. And below average, you've got Carlos Hyde. Chris Hyde. Carlos Hyde, Tariq Cohen, and Balaguer from the Dolphins. Kalen Balaguer. Probably like third string running back now.
Just end the pain. End the pain.
I don't think he makes it easy. This guy who's made the tier list with the pictures he uses.
He doesn't. I mean,
old pictures, man.
He doesn't know who plays for who or who it even is. Let's just move across quick. Jesus Christ. Right. Thank you for joining us on the NFL Corner, and we hope you enjoyed your viewing today. Do you know what? You wonder why we have to take a week off, because this is the brains that are behind this podcast. Anyway.
To be honest, I've just come back from work. I've worked 9 till 5. My brain is absolutely frazzled. Yeah, absolutely shattered. But the content, we had to make the content.
We did. And to be fair, we've both been rushing around today trying to fit this podcast in on a time schedule because we have other things, sadly.
Yeah,
but it's all right.
Very busy.
Thank you for joining arguably the worst episode we've ever created.
I think it's fair to say, isn't it? But do you want to talk through the rest? What's on the rest of the channel before we forget?
Yes. For more accurate podcasts with more precise content, you can have Tuesday, the Wrestling Corner, where they don't make mistakes like we do. You've got Wednesday, you've got the Top Corner, which again, I'm on that one, but I don't make as many mistakes. Thorough podcast on a Wednesday. And then on a Thursday, or a Friday, you've got us. I know, unfortunate, but it's just the way it is.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, you get us once every 5 weeks for the show we turn up for. Right. So also twitch.tv/the Top Corner for any of your Twitch needs with Josh. I think he's still playing some FIFA at the moment as the game dies down a little bit, but he's still got the quality content for you. And that's pretty much it, because I'm rushing through this because I've got things to do and I just want to end this before we make any more mistakes. Goodbye.
It's been a busy one, but don't forget to join us for the final day of the Premier League season on the Sunday. The live stream, kind of like our own little Gillette Soccer Saturday, you could say, on a Sunday. It's the final day of the Premier League. Many of the other leagues around Europe have already finished, but yeah, the final day of the Premier League. Race for the top 4. Teams are fighting to stay up in the Premier League so they don't get relegated to the Championship. Obviously, we've seen Leeds United being promoted the last week, so we'll see who stays up and joins them, who we're playing in next season. But yeah, I think we'll end the stream now because it's been a very tiresome one. I think it's fair to say.
Honestly, nothing's up here and nothing's up there with him either. I don't know where he is. He's up there. But
I need my bed. I'm absolutely shattered from work. But thanks for joining us, and we might see you next week.